Welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
And I'm still Sharyn.
We have not changed. She's still Sharyn. I'm still Rosa.
Truly.
Thank you for joining us once again this week on Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. And for those who have been here forever and since day one, you know how it goes. Before we get into today's title, we have to give a couple shout outs. Today's shout out goes to 3 of our subscribers. The first subscriber is Tenacious One. Thank you for being a subscriber. And to answer your question about, am I a soror? No, I am not one of your sorors. So, also, next subscriber is Yvonne H. Okay. Thank you so much for all of your comments and for just being our number one subscriber and for sharing our videos with your friends and family and having them subscribe. And last but not least is JaVale J. Thank you as well. We appreciate all your comments too, and for hanging in there with us week after week, and for all of you all for hanging in there week after week. We enjoy so many of the comments that come through, enjoy reading them, and Sharyn and I have our own conversations about some of your comments. So.
Exactly. And it makes us feel good. We're not the only one going through it, looking at it, experiencing it. And how we experience it, of course, can be different from how you are. But what I like and what we like is that that you are tuning in and you're feeling it.
Yeah.
And we're touching some pretty good chords out there. So when you take the time to get back to us, we really appreciate that because everyone's busy.
Absolutely. And we're bringing you all, our truth in our hearts, and we feel like you all are doing the same thing. And that's one of the things that we appreciate as well. So. Yeah.
So what we talking about today, babe?
Okay. Today's title is When Good Relationships Go Bad. So
that's
when
not
good relationships go bad.
You think that happens?
Oh, definitely.
Every day.
Yeah. So, but what causes that? So that's something that we're going to talk about today. You're going to hear Sharyn's side, my side, and we'd love to hear your side.
Yeah, and it's very real. People ask us all the time, like, where do we get our topics from? Hey, we live in the real world. We're all members of, lesbian land, and it's that's what we do. That's how we live it, and we don't mind sharing it. So it's real. And if it's not happening to us directly, it's happening to someone that we know and people that we care about. So
absolutely.
We surely have seen our share of relationships, good, bad, ugly, crazy, bizarre, and I'm sure you have too. But we're talking about quote unquote the good relationships. You ever you check on people in January and then by June they're all through and they've been together 5, 10, 15 years. You're like, what happened? I thought they had a good relationship. How you
But that is easy to say from the outside looking in.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
You only know what people tell you, and people don't tell you everything. Not that they should, but we're only digesting what we see and what we think we see. Well, again, like I said, you check on them, and maybe you were partying with them, and New Year's Eve, and before June, it's all over, and we like, what happened? What happened? We had no idea, and maybe sometimes they didn't have any idea either. Things change.
I don't know. When people say they didn't have any idea, you got some idea that things aren't working out, but you started out with a great relationship. So what happened? How did that great relationship go bad?
Yeah.
So one of the things I think, will deteriorate a relationship quickly is lying.
Ooh, absolutely.
Yeah. Once somebody catches you in a lie, it's almost like everything you say from there on out, or everything you've said before, is questioned. And that just makes it harder for people to believe you at that point. And so that can make a great relationship go bad quickly. I think that's like number one.
You say lying, huh?
Yes.
That translates to failure to tell the truth.
However you want to spin it.
As my Roses always say, lying when the truth will do.
Absolutely.
And why do people lie? Really, why do people lie?
They lie because they don't want to suffer the consequences. They lie because they think it may hurt the next person. Or they just lie when the truth will do. When you don't have to.
Yeah, lying.
You don't have to lie.
Yeah. Lying is a fear-based behavior. Oftentimes people, will tell a lie, say, well, if I was afraid if I told you the truth, what I really did with the $1,200 is, those kind of things. Fear. So like I just said, you start lying, and then you got to tell two to get out of the one or whatever.
Or you got to remember what you said, too.
Oh, we always say that if you're going to be a liar, make sure you have a good memory.
Yeah, my memory's bad.
So go on and tell the truth. And see, and it's just with the lying, you know what I mean? And then we have the possibility of being caught in the lie. Mm-hmm. And that leads to mistrust. Because now that I done caught you lying, what else are you doing?
Right.
And
that's what I'm saying. It comes down to, I don't know if I believe you anymore. What else did you lie about?
Right. And like you said, and then, once you catch me in that lie, more or less, whether it's big, small, or incident or whatever, but a lie is a lie. The failure to tell the truth about something. And then she starts thinking, and you start thinking like, well, what else did they tell me that was a lie?
Right.
And like I say, that leads to mistrust. And what is trust? Trust is your ability to believe in somebody's character or ability. Mm-hmm. And if I can't trust and believe in your character, and you my sweetie and I'm your sweetie, that starts to pinch a little bit, or a whole lot, or a whole lot. So we're talking about things that lead to relationships that were once good start to unravel, or start taking some incoming hits. Right. What else is there, sweetie? Because there's so many things I wanted to talk about this morning.
Yeah. I just think it's a lot of things depending on the relationship that you have with the person. So for me, I think what will unravel my relationship is the things that I'm insecure most about. For instance, if, let's say, in my last 3 relationships, I was cheated on, and, I feel like you're gone more than you normally are. You can't explain times where, I've tried to call you, whatever. Right. Then for me, whether you're cheating or not, I'm going to probably automatically go there. Right. And it'll start unraveling the way I feel about you in the relationship. So. Right. So it starts. Yeah. It starts to hit some sore points with you from past relationships, because as we discussed throughout many of our videos, is just that, you bring who you are to what you do now. The past is part of your present. Yeah. It just is. And so if you've been hurt in the past and cheated on in the past, lied to, manipulated, and all of that, and though you think this new relationship is void of all that, and then someone lies to you and you catch them in a lie, ouch. Yeah. But that's why it's so important when you break up with people to just give yourself some time to heal, to get past some things, and then get into a relationship. I think a lot of times we move directly into a new relationship when we come out of one, and we don't really even know what happened in that one. In the last one, exactly. Right. So you bring all of that with you, and I'm guilty as well. I've done the same thing. I moved from one relationship and quickly into another one, and then you get into that other one and realize that you are not healed. And sometimes just dealing with old baggage can drain the relationship and bring it down quick too. Yeah, so sometimes that's one of the bigger things for me that will, deteriorate a relationship very, very quick. Some other ones are...
Oh, for me, let me talk about that. How about this? Telling your friends your business.
Oh, that's
and
like
be
a
careful.
big one.
Oh, yeah. Be careful who you confide
Friends or
in.
family.
Family
Too.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's friends because, I'll tell a friend, I would share something with a friend that I probably wouldn't with a member of my family. But it's only a secret if no one knows. If you tell someone, it is no longer a secret.
But some stuff needs to be told. Like, if you have a partner that's, maybe abusing you in a way or whatever, stuff like that. But if you all are just going through something as a couple, and couples go through things,
that's what we do.
Then that stuff I don't think need to be shared. I think, like, we need to share. Like, if Sharyn was hitting me, I probably wouldn't be in a relationship with her. But if I was one that to stay, I would tell my sister, because you just never know what that leads to. Right. I would tell somebody just for backup purposes. But if we're going through, I don't know, like financial hardship, or I'm not trusting Sharyn for something, or, she did something, spent $10,000 of my money and didn't tell me or whatever.
Oh, hold on. I thought it was our money, sweetie.
Well, I'm just saying, spend $10,000 of our money and didn't
see
tell
how
me.
that changes. Yeah. Look, your money is our money. My money is mine.
Well, I'm saying then I wouldn't, call my sister and be like, girl, Sharyn has spent my money and I don't da-da-da-da. Because the next time you're okay with Sharyn, that my sister is still thinking about that last thing I told her, and she's not getting past that. Because even if I come back and say something great about Sharyn, she'd be like, girl, but remember when she pretty much stole your money? I mean, they always change it anyway.
That's right.
Not that my sister would do that. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah, so now I'm not getting anything for Christmas because you done told your sister something that she's still holding on, and perhaps we've gone past it. You know what I mean? Because look, if you confide in somebody, surely it's somebody who you care about, and they care about you and care about what's going on in your life. You know what I mean? And because you and I have forgiven one another and moved on down the road, they haven't, because they're not in love with you. Right. Like, I told you not to get with her anyhow. She got a reputation. Well, who doesn't have a reputation?
Well, given a real example, I know that some of the things that Sharyn and I have been going through, she shared with, some of her friends. And it's like, it changes the whole dynamics, like, of course they're going to be Team Sharyn because that's who their loyalties are. I get that. I get that. And I'm not, that doesn't faze me one way or the other. But it's like, instead of them saying, oh, tell Rosa I said hello when they're on the phone or whatever, they don't even want to do that anymore because the dynamic has changed because she's told them too much.
Well, what Rosa says is true. And, I have 2 lifelong friends, and I may have on one occasion or two shared a bit much. And though it was true, and it's my truth, and I chose to share it with them, I hear what you're saying. It's like you can't trust everyone, but I trust these 2 people very, very much. Okay, and I can't. Once you share something, you can't unring the bell.
Absolutely,
they cannot not know it now. Yeah. And not that anything was gritty, nasty, weird, or whatever, but it was the truth, and it was what I was experiencing.
Well, it was your truth. So if I had told the same story, it would have probably been different to whomever I would have told the story to. So now, instead of having some of Sharyn's friends, not, I mean, they don't dislike me. No. But, not just give you that, wife attention that, you normally got. Rosa got like a hello or whatever. I just don't do that because I don't want people to remember that part of Sharyn when we're having a conversation.
Right.
I've never been that person to put my business out there. Now, if you ask me something, I may tell you the truth.
Right. You tell the truth, yes.
Yeah, but I'm not going to volunteer the business, and I'm not, but
So what we're both saying is, like I said, be careful who you confide in. Be careful who you tell your business to, because like I said, once you tell it, you cannot untell it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, who's their friends? And what happens if the dynamics of your relationship change?
Yep.
You know, like, oh, let me tell you what was real. Let me tell you their tea. I know what really went down last March. That kind of thing. So be careful. Be careful with that. That's the only piece we wanted you to talk about. There's other things that can make a good relationship go bad. What about finances? What about financial deceit?
I just said that. If you spent $10,000 of my money and didn't.
Yeah, but it goes deeper. It really goes deep.
Doesn't.
Sometimes, it could be long term. It could be, you don't know about it until things are really over. You're like, she did what? 2.5 years ago? Or you look at the paper and the paperwork has changed and that's not my signature. Or somebody sent, I got a statement in the mail from, American Express Black. I don't have a black American Express card, but maybe my wife got one and I didn't know. So look, she's on her way to Dubai to party with her friends on the black American Express card.
I do not have a black American Express card. Matter of fact, I don't have any black cards.
Look, wait, you don't even have a green one.
Right. I don't even have a green card.
So,
it's just a joke. But for all of it, we're not going there. With the green card
exactly. But just giving you a example, because like I say, a lot of us are very much intertwined financially, and and if your norm is to be up and above board about finances and expenditures and everything like that, and then all of a sudden. You ask somebody, where's that $500? Or did you pay that bill and this and that? And then you get no answer, a slow answer, or I'm dealing with, I got it, I'm handling it. Well, what does handling it mean? Because, things change. And because your relationship has now become rocky, finances can make it rockier.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and we know that it can get ugly. It can get nasty.
The only time I really normally spend Sharon's money is when I'm mad at her. If I go somewhere, I'm bringing out the credit card that we have together that, I'm like, nope, she'll pay for this.
Well,
I'm going to just go get a spa day today. Ring it up on this card. So that's mainly the only time.
Well, thank you for being honest. So you do that when you mad at me?
Yeah, only when I'm mad at you.
But you don't have to be mad at me. You get your spa day anytime.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, I just feel like she needs to pay for something, so I'll go take myself out to eat
without me. Look! Thank you for that wonderful lobster dinner. You're too kind. Look! You're too kind.
And she'll be like, "Did you spend $250 on my card?" I don't remember.
Look! See, now the truth be told. Well, thank you for your honesty. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so other things, things that can erode, a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Unexplained absences. Rosa and I, as a norm, we have a pretty good rapport about, we're telling the other where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we got that little, what's the thing you got on the computer where you can tell where
Life
I'm at
360.
physically? Yeah, so that's good too. Because I'm at that time in my life where I might get a little confused about things. No, seriously, if I tell you I'm at the casino for 3 hours, I am at the casino for 3 hours. You ain't got to check up on me. You ain't got to trip it, whatever, or like sometime I'll just like zip around to 7-Eleven and, just do a couple of errands. And she said, where you been at? I went to 7-Eleven. Which 7-Eleven did you go to?
Yeah.
Because you've been gone for 4 hours, But me being honest, I'm just going to tell her what I was really doing. I was like, oh, babe, I did that, but I ran into an old Navy friend, or da-da-da-da-da. All we're saying is, when relationships start to deteriorate, there's times when all of a sudden there's absences that you can't explain or choose not to explain, and she's got absences too. Where you been? And then the reply is, where you been? Right? And then she says, really? And I said, really?
And that right there, the relationship is going down.
You know that because that's not the way you guys used to talk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I need to know where my lamb chop is. And I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And so, as we were saying, like a couple of things were getting a little frosty a couple of months ago. And I went to look for her and she had turned her the thing off, the locator.
Life 360. Because I knew she'd be looking for me then. I was like, she don't need to know where I am. Boom, I'm leaving and I'm gone, and I just left the house and turned it off, and decided to go to a parade. But,
look, who was mad about it? Who was mad about it? Now, guess what? I wasn't mad or angry that she was gone. Quite frankly, I was really okay with looking at Law and Order all day long.
Good.
What I was pinched about was that I did not know where she was at, and anything can happen. Look, the world has changed, right? Anything can happen to anybody, anywhere, for no doggone good reason.
Well, just because you didn't know where I was didn't mean someone didn't. So if something happened, I always have a backup.
Yeah, okay, well, I didn't like it. It wasn't a good feeling. So when I did relocate my lamb chop, when I did relocate her, was it later that day or the next day?
Yeah, I came home.
Yeah, and I was mad about it. And I think I had a right to be mad about it. But when those kind of things start to happen, you got to really hey, pump the brakes. I don't do well with unexplained absences. Okay.
Well, I mean, the purpose of we having an argument and I'm leaving for the day or the night or however long I felt like I planned on being gone. You're not supposed to know where I am. That's the whole purpose. But that was the time where Sharyn paid for my whole day. She just don't know that yet. It hasn't come on the credit card yet. Or it may have. I don't know.
Okay.
Because that was a while ago. Was that like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
What was that, 2 months ago?
It was, yeah, it wasn't quite 2 months ago. So,
okay, so it might have been on the credit card. It may not be
it was
yet.
a very long night for me, and when I saw her, I'm glad she was okay, but I felt like, when did you start doing this? When you see behavior start to change, and not only change, but change dramatically, I don't wait 3 months from now to talk about it. I'm like, where you been? What's going on with you? And what's up? Look, I'm just mad. Like I said, she interrupted my Law and Order marathon, and
I did not interrupt her stuff. Trust and believe, she was up in here chilling on the phone, telling the business, watching Law and Order. That's what she was doing.
Not so. So those, if that's what's going on, you need to pay immediate attention to it. Yeah. And like I said, we're not coming off like we're members of lesbian land, but every day's a rainbow and nothing's problematic. No, we're just two women loving each other, and we're very human, and we keep it very, very real. So yeah, sometimes you hit a snag or two, but I think we really address things.
Yeah, we
did. I think we did, and I feel better about some things, and perhaps she does too.
Yeah.
So
sure.
So if this is what's going on in your relationship, just be mindful of it, and don't let things just simmer and go unchecked. You need to talk it out and saying hey, sweetie, this is unlike you. What have I done to cause this, or what's going on with you? Because something's about to happen, as my Rosa said.
Something has happened. I'm just saying.
Evidently. So, we're talking about the unexplained absences. How about this? When some things just no longer matter. Everyone makes plans to some degree, and hey, when this happens, or we're going to do this, and I think we have some trips coming up, and, I just let her know, I ain't going here. I don't want to go there. And if I never see Hawaii again, it's okay. So that it wasn't about it was about my attitude around things. So I was letting her know those trips you want to do with me, I don't care if we go or not. And you're like, what happened to my lamb chop? Why, where did that attitude come from?
Right. Because
I thought we were rowing in the same direction, and you come to find out maybe not. Maybe not. She's looking east and you looking west. Right?
Yes.
I hate when that happens. Something else. How about this? And this is my personal pet peeve. I come home and it's like if the house looks a wreck.
How is that making a relationship go down?
No,
the house look a wreck, then clean it up.
No, because it's things that matter to you, me, or us, and it matters, but the fact that you don't care, it's in the attitude.
It's not about not caring. It's about,
here comes the defense.
No, because we've had this argument too. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about the not caring.
And that's the thinking that'll take you down the wrong road, because like my stuff is urgent. Okay,
Of course
I
your
got
stuff is
urgent
urgent.
stuff. Urgent.
Of course. It's very urgent. Like 911 urgent.
Yeah,
Her
to
stuff
me.
is.
Right. You know, and then
But mine is never urgent.
But no, I'm not.
It's never urgent.
I'm not minimizing yours, but it's just that I think we address things
You do
differently.
minimize mine. You make me seem like mine does not really. Is that really all that important? I mean, that's the kind of, yeah. So
If I've ever done that, I don't recall. And if this is true, I'm sorry. See there? See how easy that was?
cause she get on my nerves.
You see how easy that was? Look,
Y'all
look.
come get her. I'm done. I'm done. Somebody come get her.
So we're talking today, folks, you know, about things that can make good relationships go bad. It's 1,001 reasons why, you know, people stop being together, stop loving each other, stop caring, stop doing, stop plugging in.
Mm-hmm.
And all we're saying today is just be aware, be cognizant, be mindful. You know, as I say, what used to be warm has now since chilled. If that happens, you know, you need to warm it back up if you can, you know, and talk about how did it get cold in here,
right?
You know what I mean? And how do we, if we can, warm it back up,
Right?
And some ways you can do that. Well, we're going to talk about that in the next video. But
that's what we're gonna talk about in the next video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You know, because there's got to be some solution. Sometimes just being aware of it is half the battle. You know, like somebody, I had no idea how that made you feel. I had no idea that I felt like we have compromised our trust in that area.
Okay.
Or it's like when Rosa takes one of the clean credit cards and goes down on a shopping spree without letting us know about it. You know, like we usually don't do that.
Yeah.
We really don't. You know, so
I'm just not a big shopper. That's why I really don't do that. Going to the mall exhausts me.
Wait a minute, lucky me.
Yeah,
Lucky me. She's not a big shopper. She's really not.
No, I'm not a big shopper to go to the mall, but I'll buy stuff offline all day.
Scary. I go to open up the gate and there's packages from around the world. And I'm just like, what is she ordering? Like, first of all, we need nothing. This list, it doesn't cover everything, but it covers some things. It covers some very important things. And, you know, it doesn't have to be big rocks. It could be little pebbles, you know what I mean? And, you know, one thing I think we do well is we try to stay tuned in to one another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And each other's feelings. I feel, speaking for us, that we're still committed to one another's happiness. Mm-hmm. And 2 months ago, I didn't feel like Rosa was as happy as she could be, knowing it was due to no fault of mine. But I felt like I could do something to make her smile a little bit more. And quite frankly, I just think I was paying too much attention to my own nonsense. Does it make sense? You know, so I was listening to the stuff in my own head. So, and, you know, and I feel, you know, we have what we call a quote unquote good relationship. I want to make sure that the good stays good and gets even better.
Right.
So if there's starting to be some mud in our wings, I want to,
you don't want the good relationship going bad.
Right. It's simple as that. Simple as that, you know, so that's how I was thinking about it and you know, dealing with it. So what would you say about that, sweetie? Was that right?
Yeah, about what we've been going through.
Yeah,
and dealing with it. Right. Yeah, no. I think the thing I like about us too is, like you were saying earlier, we tackle it right away. You know, we don't let it linger on. So whatever we're dealing with, you know, it's not months and months and months, because that's how technically I used to deal with stuff. Just. Mm-hmm. But I did that to give myself time. You know, they say when you, you know, dive, you know, directly into something, then you're speaking from emotions and, you know, the wrong things may come out. Mm-hmm. So I like to give myself time to digest the situation and figure it out. And sometimes that took a couple of weeks because, you know, I'm not over it day 1, 2, and 3. But Sharyn has pulled me into a different direction, which is, it's kind of good because it gives me like a little bit better balance now, you know. And even if I'm not ready to discuss it, she'll say what she has to say during that part. And then, you know, sometimes I'll just come back and say what I have to say. But no, I think I think we, do have a handle on that, and that's a good thing. Yeah. So, but like she said, we'll talk about this a little bit more. So I guess next week's topic.
Yeah.
Because Sharyn's spilling the beans already.
Yeah.
So we'll come to you next week with some solutions to, what makes a great relationship be great. Continue to be great.
Yes, absolutely. So I think we can leave it right there for today. And thank you for your great input. We're keeping it real because we are real lesbians living in lesbian land.
Yeah.
Okay, so as always, we're wishing you the very best
of all good things. Stay safe and stay woke. And I'm putting a disclaimer out there already because it's been 15,000 planes over our head today. So this edit may be a little choppy, but I'm going to do the best I can. So we love you and thank you. Bye-bye.